After my pilot father died in service, all he left me was his martyr certificate. That's why, ever since I was little, my dream was to get into National Defense University. But 2 hours before college applications closed, every one of my choices had been changed to Qingbei University. I had never applied to Qingbei, so I called the provincial admissions office. Sir, you applied through the Children of Martyrs program. All your special admissions documents are complete. I understood everything instantly. 3 days earlier, my girlfriend had tricked me into giving her my father's martyr certificate, saying she wanted a copy as a keepsake. That copy ended up in the file of Li Zifeng, the school's golden boy. He stole my identity as the child of a martyr and got into Qingbei. My girlfriend said casually over the phone, "Just think of it as doing a good deed. Zifeng's family is struggling. He needs this spot. You can use his scores and go to community college. You'll survive, won't you?" I didn't report them. My dad taught me one thing. When someone steals from you, you take it back in a fighter jet. I opened the application system, deleted the Qingbei special admissions choice, and replaced it with National Air Force Aviation University. I'd love to see whether you can survive an Air Force background check that goes back 3 generations. Jiheng, did you finish your applications? The system closes in 10 minutes. My girlfriend Liu Ruyan opened my bedroom door with a glass of warm water in her hand. I looked at the successful submission page on my screen, flicked my mouse, and quickly closed the web page. I'm done. Liu Ruyan visibly relaxed. Good. There's nothing wrong with going to community college. She reached out to touch my hair, but I turned my head away. Are you still mad at me? Didn't I already explain everything? Zifeng's dad is sick. If he can't get into Qingbei, his whole life will be ruined. And if you refuse, you won't even get into community college. Your mom would be furious if she found out. Her voice was soft and gentle, but every word was a blatant threat. I stared at the ripples in the glass and said nothing. 3 days earlier, Liu Ruyan had tricked me out of a copy of my father's martyr certificate and my application password. With help from someone at the provincial admissions office, she pasted Li Zifeng's photo onto the student file bearing my name and stole my identity. Meanwhile, I was supposed to use Li Zifeng's 400-point exam score to attend community college. If I refused, she and that admissions office insider would completely block every path I had left. I pretended I knew nothing and kept playing along. I deleted the Qingbei application Li Zifeng had submitted and entered flight technology at National Air Force Aviation University in the final slot. The moment I submitted that Air Force application, the Qingbei admission notice Li Zifeng received became nothing but scrap paper. The school he was actually supposed to report to was the Air Force University, and he had no idea. He thought he'd stolen my future. What he'd really stolen was a ticket straight to hell. It was the only university in the country dedicated to training fighter pilots. Its admissions process was separate from regular universities, and its background checks were brutally strict. They didn't care about some flashy Children of Martyrs special admissions claim. They wanted originals. The original martyr certificate, the original death in service record, and the original student file. And they investigated 3 generations of family history. Liu Ruyan knew none of that. She only knew she was about to live happily ever after with Li Zifeng at Qingbei. Jiheng, are you going to the class reunion tonight? Liu Ruyan's voice pulled me back to reality. I set down the glass and looked up at her. I'll go. Liu Ruyan smiled sweetly. That's more like it. Zifeng is so excited. He said he absolutely has to buy you a drink. Of course they were excited. They couldn't wait to humiliate me in front of everyone. But for now, I had to keep pretending. After Liu Ruyan left, my bedroom door opened again. My mom stood in the doorway, pale-faced, clutching a photocopy she'd just picked up from the print shop in town. Jiheng, what is this? I walked over and took the paper from her hand. It was a copy of the first page of a student file. Name, Zhang Jiheng. Exam score, 695. Admitted school, Qingbei University, Children of Martyrs program. Below it was a 1-inch ID photo, but the smiling face belonged to Li Zifeng. My mom slumped against the doorframe, covering her mouth to stop herself from crying out. Your father paid for that with his life. Even if it kills me, I'll get justice for you. I shook my head. Forget the fact that Liu Ruyan has people backing her. Even if we report this and win, then what? We waste years fighting, and the best outcome is compensation and repeating senior year. That's not enough for me. I put the photocopy in my pocket. Mom, no one can steal what belongs to Dad. I'm going to make him fall from the sky and never get back up. 6 that evening, at a karaoke bar. The moment I pushed open the door, every eye in the room turned to me. Li Zifeng sat in the center seat wearing a white shirt, surrounded like a celebrity. Ziheng, you finally made it. Li Zifeng stood up and warmly grabbed my hand. I really have to thank you. If you hadn't given me your status as the child of a martyr, how could I ever have gotten into Qingbei? His eyes even turned red as he spoke, and the classmates around him immediately erupted. Zifeng, you're way too kind. Why are you crying? You deserve this. Zhang Jiheng, you scored 695 and ranked 9th. You couldn't have gotten into Qingbei anyway. Giving it to Zifeng was the only way not to waste it. The one speaking was Zhang Xiao, our class representative, who was always sucking up to Li Zifeng. Zhang Jiheng, leaving that certificate with you would have been a total waste. I listened to every word without changing my expression. Li Zifeng blushed from all the praise and wrapped his arm around Liu Ruyan's. Ruyan, I'm really so lucky to have friends like you. Then, as though she'd suddenly remembered something, she pulled over a greasy-looking middle-aged woman. Oh, right, Jiheng, let me introduce you. This is Ms. Li, the owner of Nightlife Karaoke. Ms. Li looked me over, poured a glass of liquor, and pushed it toward me. Come on, have a drink. Once you start working for me, I'll look after you. I froze. Working for you? Liu Ruyan leaned in and lowered her voice as though she were doing me a favor. I already talked to Ms. Li. You'll come work nights entertaining customers over drinks. You'll make over 10 grand a month. That's enough to cover Zifeng's living expenses at Qingbei. Didn't you always say you wanted to fulfill your dad's dying wish? Helping Zifeng is like earning good karma for your dad. I looked at her pretty face and suddenly felt sick to my stomach. Li Zifeng blinked innocently, his voice low and filled with hurt. Zhiheng, if you don't want to, forget it. I'll just get a summer job even if I probably won't make enough for tuition. As soon as he finished, his eyes turned red again. Liu Ruyan immediately pulled him into her arms and glared at me. Zhang Zhiheng, don't push your luck. I picked up the glass of liquor. Everyone thought I was about to drink it, but I flipped my wrist and splashed it straight into Ms. Li's face. The entire room went dead silent. Ms. Li wiped her face, her makeup smeared, and shot to her feet. You little bastard, you got a death wish? Liu Ruyan's face turned livid as she grabbed my arm. Zhang Zhiheng, if you don't drink tonight, you're not walking out that door. Li Zifeng started sobbing quietly beside her. It's all my fault, it's all my fault. Zhang Xiao was the first to stand up, pointing right in my face. Zhang Zhiheng, who the hell do you think you are? Zifeng asked you for one little favor, and now you're acting all high and mighty? It's just your dad's martyr certificate. It was useless sitting with you anyway. What's wrong with giving it to Zifeng? One insult after another came at me like knives. I laughed. My father's martyr certificate was bought with his life. And you think what he died for is worth 1 month of pouring drinks for 10 grand? No one spoke. You think Li Zifeng can steal my father's certificate, steal my identity, get into Qingbei, and I should still get on my knees and thank him? Li Zifeng's expression finally changed. Zhiheng, why do you have to make it sound so ugly? I didn't steal anything. You just what? I stared at him. Are you the child of a martyr? Did your father die in service? Liu Ruyan suddenly shoved me. Zhang Zhiheng, shut your mouth! I slammed into the corner of the coffee table and a sharp pain shot through my side. I forced myself back up and looked at every one of them. Even if you're holding the swapped student records, a cornered dog will still bite. That was where the night ended. They didn't torment me any further. The whole class even planned a luxury yacht graduation party and left me out of it. Then came September 1st, the day Qingbei welcomed its incoming freshmen. Liu Ruyan posted on social media, crossing any distance for love. The photo showed her and Li Zifeng at the airport in Beijing, with comments calling them the perfect couple. I saved a screenshot. My mom took my hand and asked, Zhiheng, are you really going to let this go? I looked out the window at a jet trail cutting across the sky. Mom, the louder they laugh now, the more terrified they'll be when they hear a fighter jet. Li Zifeng arrived in Beijing. What he didn't know was that his Qingbei admission letter was a $300 fake. In the real admission system, his name was tied to Air Force Aviation University. Using my identity, he stood at the Qingbei freshman check-in desk. The volunteer took his documents, then suddenly froze. Red text flashed across the computer screen. File locked by Air Force Aviation University. Li Zifeng panicked. He called Liu Ruyan, then called that insider at the provincial admissions office, but their phone was off. At the same time, another text message arrived on his phone. You have been admitted to Air Force Aviation University. Please report with the original martyr certificate, death in service record, and student file. The certificate in his hand was only a copy. I had the original. He panicked, completely panicked.